is going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of The Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. She is back from vacation, her real vacation this time.
It was real.
It was real. Legislative Director Amber Marr, with her as always, not the Legislative Director, Jason Topsy. Amber, good to have you back.
Thanks.
We missed you around these parts, and they missed you around these parts. And that's why we didn't record last week.
Yeah. I want to say
you missed us, but you didn't, and that's okay.
No, it's not that. It was
I wouldn't
hard.
say I'm missing it, Bob.
Where is that?
That is a
movie quote.
It is a movie
I
quote.
knew it.
Office Space.
Oh, I should have known that.
See, it says here you've been missing a lot of work. I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob. Anyway,
I should have realized
that's
that
all right.
was from Office
That's okay.
Space.
It was a deep cut.
That was a great quote.
Thank
Sorry
you.
that I didn't recognize it at first. That's how I feel.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It is good to be back. I just, I think I needed
A couple more weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm afraid so.
Well,
but that's okay.
Maybe next
great to
maybe
get
next
away.
time.
I
Yeah,
was-
it's
I
always
was
good to get away.
grateful to
Always good to
be-
get away.
By the water, it wasn't super warm, but anytime there's sun and water, I'm okay.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Well,
thanks for asking.
I'm glad that you had a good vacay.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about
Yeah.
not a ton of things, but just highlight a few things that happened this week
Mhm.
and some things that are on the horizon that are coming up that we want to bring to your attention. And the first thing is that this little show made its network debut. Amber,
It did.
tell us a little about this show that we were just on.
Oh, why?
Well, it's your show.
Well, that's what I was
Because
saying.
you're
I
a
was like-
fan. You're a fan.
I was
I'm
gonna
a fan too.
I was going to
but
make you talk about it.
no.
But I get now why.
It's because that's what you did on the show.
I did. We were on Indie Now.
Yes.
So
Indie Now's it's on the Fox 59, which
Yes.
is the Fox affiliate here in Indianapolis. And Dan's rolling some footage from it right there.
I'm so excited.
That's us.
But here's the problem.
What's the problem? There's a problem?
No. Well, yes. The thing about being on the show, I was like so nervous that I was sweating before I even got there. And then when you see these clips of me sitting in the set, folks, the sweat was real. If you see me like wiping my face, it's because I'm like dripping sweat. And so thankfully, while we were talking, they were playing clips over kind of what we were talking about. So you couldn't see me like wiping the lip sweat and my face and my forehead. I mean, I had such a great time, but I was so nervous.
Look, it was a lot of fun. And this is what's kind of fun now, because if you're watching this, let me describe it for those of you that are listening. If you're watching it, it is a clip of us talking, and we're right next to it talking about the clip. This has got some Inception vibes for those of you that have seen those, seen that movie. It's just kind of a little weird to be giving some commentary over clips of ourselves talking. It's a little wild, but yeah. So they played some clips on it. We talked about the show. They got a kick out of the name. About the legislative director talking about legislative things. They thought that was funny. Just all in all, a good time talking about the show, talking about some of the work that we do. All in all, cool experience.
And the reason why, I was going to see if Dan probably doesn't even have the link I was going to say he could put the link up for people to know where to find the clip.
So
but I don't think we gave that to him.
We can put that. We'll put that in. We can put that in the description when we post this thing.
Okay.
So maybe if you're watching this, you'll see it down there.
Yeah.
Link to it, or maybe we probably need to link directly to it in a separate post. Either way, seek it out. Dan put fox59.com. That's where you can find it. It's Indie Now is the name of the show, and then we were recording this on Wednesday. And we were on the show on March 26th, so you can look up that date, and they got everybody kind of broken out there. But we'll try to get you guys a link so you can check it out, have a good chuckle, It's a good little few minute hit.
It was really fun.
and
We were very grateful to be on there and just to talk about this show and
the show.
how
We're just trying to grow this audience. But then it was also because we also wanted to talk about something that also happened.
we also want to talk about something that also
It's
happened.
a lot of alsos.
Also.
We also wanted to also talk about something that also happened.
We're a little rusty around these parts.
I took a mental vacation. She took an actual vacation. We
He's still not back from his.
It's a question of whether or not I think I've been on a mental vacation this whole time. There was a debate
Yes.
that we sponsored that we also talked about.
Yeah.
That was also on Fox 59, CBS 4, and then affiliates in Fort Wayne and Evansville, and then on streaming online on WGN for our friends up in Northwest Indiana. We were the lead sponsor of the Republican gubernatorial debate. So that was something else that happened this week.
Yes.
And you're seeing some footage from that as well, where the 4 candidates, Republican candidates that had crossed a polling and fundraising threshold, but the polling threshold that was in place was they had above 5%. 5%. And so there was 4 candidates that qualified in that regard. And it was I think one of the first televised debates for this primary. And yeah,
I love that Dan is able to do this.
Yeah, technology is amazing, right?
This is pretty cool. I mean, maybe it's just because I don't know how to do that. This is pretty
cool.
But I do love that he's doing this because I think it's great if you didn't see it. I mean, you're getting to see a little bit of how this started last night.
Yeah, so. it was. I think it was the moderators did well. Yeah. I believe the set was cool.
Yeah.
We got to see it a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, all of the candidates follow the rules. If they kind of got to the time, little ding ding on the
there's a little bell action there.
Yeah. And then they had just a couple seconds to finish up, and everybody was very cordial and sort of.
Yeah, you got a little spicy at times, but
sorry, I didn't mean cordial. I meant like they followed
the rules.
The rules.
Okay.
There was
that's true. That's true. Just like
beyond the
bulldoze over
because
people.
That happens.
That does happen.
Yeah, that happens.
So I think it was it was good experience for us to be involved with regards to the sponsoring side of it. From the debate itself, lacking a little bit on talking about some of the issues that are aging issues that directly impact older Hoosiers. I mean, all these issues impact all Hoosiers, obviously,
right?
But ones that were specific to the 50+ population. Not a whole lot of that mentioned on that. Mm-hmm. So that is the only, that's a little, not great, but that's okay. Yeah. We'll maybe have some other opportunities to hear from these candidates because there's something that we are doing.
Oh,
I'm already I'm transitioning to the next thing. I'm sorry. Not picking up on
what are we doing?
We are doing some video voter guides where we're asking candidates 3 questions that are directly related to issues that impact the 50+ and their families. Mm-hmm. We also will have a similar kind of polling threshold, if you will, with regards. So the 4 candidates you saw in that debate and in those clips, those are the folks that are going to be coming in to answer those questions.
Also did you say it was at the 5%?
It was also at the 5% mark. Yeah. So that is kind of what our criteria was as well. And so those folks are coming in to record. We've already recorded a couple of them. Got a couple more that we're recording this week. And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks here, we will roll those out. Mm-hmm. It probably a few weeks before the primary.
We were very grateful that all of those 4 candidates agreed and were able to find a time to fit that in.
Yeah.
So
worked out pretty well. Yep. We're excited. We'll see how they turn out. Stay tuned for that.
Did you say where you could find those?
I was just about to do that. You will be able to find those on aarp.org/in. There'll be a whole separate post with them. But then also where you're going to get some other information that's important, especially with some deadlines that are coming up, is aarp.org/in votes, which is where you can get all your election information about what's coming up for the May primary and deadlines and things like that, because we have some deadlines coming up.
Yes, because you have to register to vote to be able to vote in the primary by April 8th.
April 8th. And then on April 9th,
Yep.
early voting starts. And you can look on the screen right now. Dan's showing you
Ooh.
that's what it looks like. So you get some
I
details.
don't know why I get so
It's look, we're doing some different things here.
I am digging it.
So you can see the all the deadlines. There's links there, how to vote, ways to vote, all that kind of fun stuff. So check that out, arp.org/invotes. And then April 8th, deadline to register so that you can vote in the May primary. Early voting starts on April 9th.
Yes.
So you'll be able to start voting as soon as April 9th for the May primary at your kind of county clerk's office, or if where you live has a satellite early voting site. I don't know. Some open up that early, others don't. It really just check where you are, where you live, and where you're registered to see where you'll be able to vote early.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have on the calendar? Next week, we have a virtual legislative team meeting where we are going to sort of give a brief rundown of session because we haven't seen them since session ended.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited to kind of go through our bills that passed and ones that we were able to stop. So that's exciting. And so that's next Monday. Let's see.
What's that?
Then we didn't mention this while we were mentioning all the other voting dates because
But there is an important day coming
there
up.
is something that is coming up that I think everybody needs to be ready for.
Yes.
It's on the 8th. It is the eclipse.
Yes. Especially if you're in central Indiana, you've heard about it. If you're not, there is going to be an eclipse and central Indianapolis is in the path of totality, I believe is what it is called. So it will be completely, I don't know, dark for however many minutes as it's moving through. People are really excited about it. A lot of activities happening here in Indianapolis and central Indiana with it, where there's stuff at the Speedway and a lot of different communities, state parks, like a lot of folks coming in to check this thing out. It's a big deal.
I'm anxious to see if everything that they're saying is going to come true, like traffic and make sure you go to the grocery and get everything that you need to eat because you're not going to be able to get around. I don't know. We'll see.
Treating it like it's a major weather event, like a snowstorm or something. Maybe, but
it might be.
You don't know. We'll see. But, get your protective eyewear so that you can see it as it's happening and enjoy it if you're in central Indiana. If you're outside of it, I don't know what to tell you.
But hopefully after this, on the eclipse occurs, we can talk about it more.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get some footage of that too. We'll see what we can do. Okay. So that's the other big thing that's happened on the 8th. So make sure that you're registered to vote and then watch the eclipse.
Yes.
It's your to-do list for the day.
Okay. Also, if you are a transit rider, I did want to bring this up. In certain areas of the state, they are pausing service. And I don't believe that's happening here in Indianapolis, but I was just saying, make sure you check the scheduling because I do know and have heard that a lot of transit agencies are making accommodations for the eclipse. So if you are trying to get anywhere and you do take the bus, make sure that you're checking the schedule for that day.
That's a good public service announcement
there. I want to make sure I brought that up.
So for those of you that are going to be in the thick of the eclipse madness, if you will, make sure you plan accordingly.
Because I think, and I could be getting this wrong, some transit agencies are just going to pull over if they have folks on the bus, they're just going to pull over during the eclipse. Others may cancel completely. So just make sure you're checking the schedule.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good call.
All right. Last thing.
Yes. The Indiana Behavioral Health Commission is having another meeting coming up on the It's the 10th. I
Yes.
wanted to say the
April
10th.
10th.
April 10th, but I didn't want to get it wrong.
At 1 p.m.
1 p.m. At the Indiana State Library here in downtown Indianapolis.
Yep.
We are focusing on the population with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. That's the population group that is the focus of this meeting. It'll be children, the next one, and then the commission will get more into it about it. I actually,
in preparation to
provide a report for the Indiana General Assembly that hopefully some policy recommendations come out of. I guess we'll put a plug in is that we had a column in the Indiana Capital Chronicle where we talk about specifically our work with the Behavioral Health Commission and some, potential policy recommendations that we might want to put forward. So check that out. Put that plug in there. And then I'm trying to think if there's also going to be, there's a bulletin article that's going to come out about that in May. So we're kind of keeping the drumbeat going on this topic and the importance of it for looking at behavioral health for older adults. So there you go. Yeah.
You said something that reminded me of one other thing, and then it just flew out of my brain again.
Oh, well, maybe it'll come back.
I'm not thinking that it will, but it was important, I felt.
In the meantime, while Amber tries to remember what she was going to say, I will say that there are a bunch of other events that the AARP Indiana team is putting together and doing. We have a Social Security, a virtual series about Social Security, various topics that's coming up at the end of April, beginning of May. So encourage folks to sign up for that. They've got a shredding event down in Evansville. We've got a couple of minor league baseball games that we're getting in the mix on in Gary and in Fort Wayne. So just a lot happening. Encourage you to check out aarp.org/in and you can see where, what event is near you that's going on and sign up. Come see us, come hang out, have some fun, that kind of thing.
I can't.
It was just there.
And it was like, I remembered, and then we needed to say it, and it's gone. It's okay.
Okay. Well.
All right.
That's it, right?
No, there was one more thing. But it'll have to wait.
Okay.
We'll be doing more updates around just things that are happening since session is now out. Hopefully we'll be having some guests on.
Yes, we should probably start lining some folks up before schedules get too crazy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's going to be, I don't know how we're already into,
it's basically April.
Yeah.
It's silly.
So we need to figure out who we're going to be talking to.
It's the list of people that really want to get on this show is pretty long. So we're going to have our pick, whomever we want.
Yes.
Okay. She lacks the confidence that I do.
If you would like to be on the show,
hit us up.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Amber's going to keep on thinking about what she was going to bring up and hopefully remember it for next episode. And so until then, I'm the legislative director talking about legislative things. We will see you then.